I talk. Be like in, take a breath in my mouth. Loose, so while I scatter and spit, dream of juice. Have you ever been out dark hallways? This way, just to make the day a set. Play the track in your record correction. It's your mix, congratulations. Seen a lot of hands on some. Know that we have always been down, down. If I ever did thank you, then just let me do it now. Go back in.
All right. This is the show you've been waiting for. BrickHunter's here, y'all. He's in the house. Of course, we've been chatting it up before the show. That's pre-show. And so hopefully I can do our guy some justice with the builds that he has for us. And when you mention names like BrickHunter, Jesse, Jesse Brick Galaxy, the Agents of Mach, those wizards of the brick, all, they notice, and you'll notice once we get into the PowerPoint, they all gravitate towards the same unique builds. And I think that, we're in a company of greatness. That's what I believe. And so, enough of me jibber jabbing. BrickHunter, the folks want to know who you are, man. How you been, man?
Good. How's it going, man? How's everyone?
Pretty good, man.
Right.
Thanks for coming on the show, man. I appreciate you taking the time out and coming down to the show, man. I really do.
You're welcome, man. Thanks for inviting me, man. I'm a fan of the show. I've been watching your Ice on the Ice, so it's an honor to be here.
Mhm.
I've been looking forward to it, and it's gonna be fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so then you got to listen to the painstaking of me, asking you question after question and drilling some stuff out and stuff. So we could bear through that, and then we'll try to get to the fun stuff, which is the mocks and everything.
Right.
Yeah. So you've done a couple shows, haven't you? I mean, how many shows have you done since you've been in the business?
Like this, like live stream? Do you mean, or do you mean
No,
like the convention?
yeah, the convention shows. I mean,
Oh, like I think just a handful, several. I'm somewhat new
Mhm.
to well, that kind of show and conventions. So just a handful, several. I've been to like the Batman, like marketing kind of thing too. That they
Mhm.
did down in one of the children's museum showing off mocks. I go to like Brick Fest. I'm planning to go to Bricks LA this coming year.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
it's a handful, I would say.
Okay. All right. So you probably run into the Asians of Mox up there in LA. That's where he's from.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So the famous question is, how'd you get into Lego? How did you and Lego meet up?
Okay. So like, I wouldn't say I was a huge Lego fan was when I was growing up. I had some Lego. I remember, like fighting with my siblings over the windows and the doors. You know what I mean? Like on those old sets. That's what everyone wanted. And I remember
Mhm.
building Lego builds from like McDonald's Lego sets, Happy Meal sets.
Mhm.
Back in the days, remember when you order a Happy Meal and you get the actual Lego small sets? So,
Yes, I
but
remember.
yeah, but so I dabbled in Lego a bit when I was younger, but I wouldn't say I had like a huge collection or anything like that. I was
Okay.
more into GI Joes, but
Mhm.
when I got back into Lego, it's a funny story because it wasn't one of those things that as an AFOL or as an adult I bought a set and I said this is it, I'm an AFOL now and I love Lego and I'm into Lego. It wasn't like that. It was more like a gradual uh, progress. And but
Mhm.
when the first Lego set that really got me into Lego, I wasn't even trying to buy Lego. We had moved
Mhm.
into our new house, and where the house was situated, it was almost like two living rooms. And my wife said, "Okay, this is my living room, and that's your living room. You do what you want with it, and I'll do what I want with it." And so I was like just decorating my living room where I'm gonna be hanging out, and I was kind of, to be honest, it was a little pretentious. I had like world maps, and I was into art, so I had a lot of art, photography stuff. And one day I thought, you know what, it'd be great to like put up like a ship, you know, the ship in a bottle kind of thing, or like
Yeah.
like a model ship. And I was searching one day, and I came across the Black Pearl. And at this time, I wasn't into really Legos at all. You know, we go by Lego store. It was just a toy store to me, and it's just whatever. But it's my
Hmm.
first time seeing the Black Pearl, and I thought, wow, Lego came a long way since I was a kid. And yeah,
Right.
it really caught my eye. And then I saw Queen Anne's Revenge online, and I was like, wow, that's even better. Had to have
Right.
it. Had to have it for my room, even though it was Lego. Something about Lego. It's different from your regular toy, right? If it was a molded, just regular some toy, you put it up in a shelf, and it's just a toy up in a shelf. But with something about Lego, you know what I'm talking about. Lego's different.
Hmm.
If people will ask a question
Yeah.
like, "Wow, is that built out of Lego? Like, how long did it take you to build it?" Just questions keep coming and coming, right?
Yeah.
Especially,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah. So I said, well, I got to have that. And then so I ended up getting it. And then that's how gradually I got into Lego. And then I got in, and I did some more research. I really got into it and saw how some of these sets go for like some crazy prices. And and then I found out about. I'm a Star Wars fan too. If you not new to my, or if you see my channel, you know that I'm a Star Wars fan. And
Yes.
so
Yes, indeed.
and then I got into the UCS Star Wars sets. And yeah, that's pretty much how I got into Lego. That Black Pearl, and gradually, from there, it's
Hmm.
I was AFOL. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head. Is that like you said, you were an art student yourself into photography. Same here. I was into photography, art student, did the art history and everything. Big art major. Troy, same thing, and Jesse Brick Galaxy, same thing. Art majors. And I think that somehow real life happened. Real life happens to us, and you kind of gravitate towards away from your creative outlet. And I think that for me, Lego is another medium like oil pastels and acrylics and stuff like that. Um, and so
Right.
like I think that's why you thrive, because everything that you build I see as artwork, and that's why you thrive the way you do, because you were a strong artist then and you're still a strong artist today.
Yeah, and
Um,
I really like one thing I really like about building with Lego is that everything makes sense. When Lego introduces a new element, they're not just throwing it out there. I mean, yeah, there's some molds that they just throw out there, just to make the set better, but I think they really put thought into it because everything just works.
mhm,
For example, to give you an example, like just say the hot dog element. You know, I'm talking about the hot
mhm.
dog. You I
Yeah.
use that like in my underwater scene to attach plant leaves and stuff. And that whole diameter or the circumference is the perfect fit into that plant element. Things like that, you know. I
Right. Right.
dabbled in building um, other building products from other companies, and it's a little different because they seem to just throw out elements just because it works for that set, and you'll never be able to use that really in other builds. But with Legos, it seems like,
Okay.
man, they really put thought into it, and everything they build, later on, it seems like a lot of the elements you can use for other things down the line. You know, you never know what you could use something for. So I really like
Okay.
that about Lego.
Yeah. Now I've seen, because I'm a big, and you're a big YouTuber, so I'm one of your fans on YouTuber, and I love the way you put the videos together. I'm still learning how to try to put the videos together. You got it down pat. Now I've seen the Teen Titans building, which is awesome, and I'm getting I'm jumping ahead, but that's an awesome layout. You did the Sanctum Sanctorum. That was an awesome build, and you just completed the Avengers Tower, which is another immaculate build. What's your next Lego aspiration? What's the next biggest adventure? What's the next big project for BrickHunter?
Well, I always have like things floating around in my head. I have another project I'm thinking of doing, but then a lot of times when you're thinking of things, doesn't really mean it translates to actually happening. But
Hmm.
I have another Lego idea set in mind that I might possibly do. I did the Pirates of the Caribbean ride vignette one, which didn't really work out. But at the time, I also didn't
Hmm.
work so like I wasn't like into social media and trying to get that out there either.
Right.
And so um, and I didn't have a YouTube channel back then either. So that's when I just started out the YouTube channel. So that's another thing I'm thinking about. I had a little way back initially of doing like a whole Pirates of the Caribbean ride, not a little vignette, but the whole ride,
Hmm.
the entire ride. But again, that's like one of those projects that I want to do, but it's going to be a huge project. So I don't know if I really want to take that on, but I do have like ideas floating around like that. You know,
Okay. That's pretty. So how did you come up with the name Brick Hunter?
so BrickHunter, I mean, brick, it's goes without saying, right? We can't use Lego, so we all use brick. Hunter, and this is something I'm revealing on this live stream that I've never revealed on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
On my videos, I always start out, or most of my videos, I start out saying, "Welcome back to BrickHunter channel. My name is Hunter." Well, my
Hmm.
name isn't really Hunter. It's an alias that I use, and the way I came up with that name was, you know, Well, I know several Hunters in my life as a first name, so I always
Hmm.
like that name. But also, so it could be someone's name, but also like when I used Hunter, I was thinking about us Lego fans. We're always out there. If you're more than a casual Lego fan, you're always out there keeping an eye out for good deals on Lego
Right.
and bricks and stuff like. So you're hunting for that deal, right? So that was where I was
Right.
kind of thinking like to me like we are all brick hunters. That's my idea behind brick hunter. So I say I'm a hunter, I'm brick hunter, but we are all brick hunters, right?
Right.
So that
Right.
was the idea behind it. I never really explained it. At some point, I thought I would, but and this is a great platform for me to share with some people that hey, that's what my name's all about. And I still like to be called Hunter. That's the name I like to go by. So you could call
Hmm.
me Hunter. But yeah, that's where the name Brick Hunter came from.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Well, that's well thought out. That's you had me stumped there because I was like, oh, the guy's name was Hunter, and come to find out, his name's not Hunter. That's pretty cool, man. That's all right. Yeah. So how would you with all the Lego work that you've done, how would you describe the projects that you build?
How would I describe it? Um, it just I don't know. What do you mean? Like how would I describe it? Like the building process
How
or
would you Yeah, the building process. How would you describe your the work that you do? How would you describe your take us through your building process?
well, building process. I would the best way I could describe it is like freestyle. Like 'cause I know a lot of builders use like all those programs,
Hmm.
those Lego programs and stuff like that. I really don't do that. I pretty much just go ahead and start building. And but before I even put any bricks down, I like to. And I don't think anything special. I think a lot of builders do this, but I pretty much
Hmm.
build it in my head first a lot of times, work out all the kinks
Hmm.
and details because I don't own a huge brickling store and I don't have tons of Legos that I could just go out and take whatever I want. And so that means I gotta order through Bricklink and stuff like that, and it could get pretty costly. So if I
Right.
were to build it in my head and work out all the kinks and know all the elements that I need, that means just less money wasted trying to order things and find out I didn't need it and etc. Things like that. So I put it, that's exactly how I did the Avengers Tower. To get into that a little bit, I built that in my head like several times, and
Okay.
and
Okay.
once I did that, then I started laying down bricks and start building it up. And I already have in my mind what I wanted it to do, and I also have a little backup plans
Hmm.
when I'm building because I know certain things not going to work out the way I want to. For example, we're gonna go, I'm jumping ahead, I know, and we're gonna go through the slideshow, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. But there's a tower, top of the tower. There's a section where it kind of curves, where I use macaroni elements. Um, That's what I thought I was gonna use, and if that
Okay.
didn't work out, I had plans to just make it flat panels. So it's always nice to have like backup plan because things not gonna work out where you want all the time. So um,
Right.
and I always build what's the most important part of the build, the thing that's gonna be shown and recognizable um, because that's what's important. That's what everyone's gonna see. So it's important to get those
Right.
details right. Right. Yeah. So
Okay. Okay. So you have a very very well thought out process, and
yeah.
which is good. I'm more like trial by error. Most of my attempts fail, and I have to go back and do something else.
No, and you have to be flexible too. You know, you can't. I have pretty good plan what I want to do, but I have to be flexible because things aren't going to work out. I'm not going to have the element. I'm not going to have the element of the color that I want. So then, yeah,
Hmm.
you just got to be flexible, and you know,
Okay.
and certain places you just got to do your own thing, and I think that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah.
In other people's builds, the similar builds that they do, what they chose to do, and so that's pretty much it.
Okay. So do you have any other hobbies outside of the mocks that you do, like Lego? You said you were a photographer at one point. You were an aspiring artist. Yeah. Can you tell us about some of your
Well,
outlets?
I wasn't an aspiring artist or anything like that. I think maybe I
Okay.
misspoke. It was more like I had an interest in art, so that's what I was decorating
Okay.
my room. So
Uh-huh.
but um, I have other, I had other hobbies outside of Lego, which I'm not too into, and I don't want to really mention
Uh-huh.
on this channel, because I don't know, but there's probably kids watching, children's watching.
Right. Right.
I could tell you about it after the show with your background. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I could mention things here, and a lot of people won't even. They'll scratch their head, and they'll be like, what are you talking?" They won't know what I'm talking about. With your background, I know your background, and if I mention, you know exactly. We'll be talking the same language. So you know what I'm talking
Right. Oh, I
about.
got you. I got
Yeah.
you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Has your love for Lego helped you persevere through a difficult situation? Maybe you lost a loved one and you went to Lego and Lego helped you through with loved one. Like with I had a guest on the show. She suffered a loss of a loved one, and she went back to Lego because Lego was the thing that they used to do.
Yeah, I hear stories like that, and I totally see that, and in the future,
Hmm.
if something like that happens, I could totally see Lego being very, very therapeutic and
Hmm.
something that you could really turn to. In my case, it would be a great story, but not really.
Yeah.
For me,
Okay.
Lego is just fun thing to do. It's something I can do with the kids. My kids love Lego because I like Lego, and it's just a lot of fun thing to do. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
to be honest, that'd be a great story, but I don't have that
Yeah.
kind of
So you
story.
you do build with your kids, right? You build with your kids and you teach your kids how to build.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Like my
Um, what
my
would you say?
like my wife is not into Lego, uh, but I mean she does like that, that it could be a family activity because I am, you know, playing with Lego with the kids and helping them build, and that's something that we could share. So
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I get that. What was and it's tough. I feel stupid saying this because when I look at your builds are very difficult. I look at them and you pay attention to every detail. So I'm asking you anyway. What was your most difficult project?
oh, okay. First of all, you gave me way too much credit. I have to stop you at some point. Okay, here, 'cause,
You pay attention to detail.
uh,
You do. You pay attention to detail.
I think
See, I'm a lazy. I'm a little bit lazy
yeah.
builder. I don't. I don't. I cut back. I cut corners on
Uh,
detail.
well, again, like I think my bills are okay. I don't think I think you're giving me way too much credit. I have much more respect for other builders. But in any case, to get back to what you're saying, um, I would say a certain aspect of the build was really difficult. For the Sanctum Sanctorum, the roof was really difficult. because
Hmm.
it's all slopes, and you gotta back that up because you can't just have slopes stacked on top of each other. And then that meets up with like a smaller roof section, which I've used decorative windows as a roof. We'll get to
Hmm.
that too on the slide. But that has to meet up, and those decorative windows are round, and
Hmm.
and obviously slope bricks are square, so that has to meet up seamlessly, and that was a little difficult challenge. But
Hmm.
um, yeah, it's fun. I mean, I think the challenge is fun. So
Yeah.
difficult, yeah, there's certain parts difficult, but it's a challenge, and that's what's fun of it. If you can't handle challenge, then Lego's not gonna be fun for you, right? Lego
Right.
is a challenge. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So that's part of it. The challenge is part of it, part of the fun. So yeah.
Very true. Very true. So, like through the challenges and the difficult projects, I run to a lot of the AFOL community for questions and how to do, or like some of the logs and stuff like that. If you're if I know you said you're a new builder, but if you had the opportunity, opportunity to be a part of the AFOL community or a lug, how would they help you, or I mean, have they helped you?
I am actually part of a lug, um, part of a LA lug. So, but I'm still new to
Okay.
that group. I mean, I'm not. I haven't been there for years. But I have ordered a lug bulk through the lug, and yeah, it definitely helps. But at the same
Hmm.
time, you're ordering this parts like year in advance, pretty much. So whatever project that you have, you think that you're gonna need, it's not realistic. You're not gonna drag out something a year, and so and so usually when I order the lug bulk, it's something that I just think that I might need in the future, but uh,
Hmm.
you know, and also the things you could order is very limited to what's available. It's not like I could say I want this, this, and this, and that. It's more of first of all, what is Lego um, willing to provide, and then what people vote on, and so stuff like that. So yeah, and then the other parts I get, I try to get sets on clearance, and then I'll just park those out for my. I don't have a break store or anything like that, but I do like part it
Hmm.
out and just use it for my mocks and stuff. So yeah, so yeah,
Okay. So, out of all the builds that you've done, which one are you most satisfied with? If you were to give yourself an award for first place, which one would that be?
um, I'd have to say the Avengers Tower because I feel like
Hmm.
if I know it's my own build and I'm but I feel like I did get it somewhat close to what it looks like on the images and pictures on the MCU Marvel Cinematic Universe Avengers Tower. As far as the certain angles and silhouette of it, anyways, I felt that I got it pretty
Hmm.
close. So I'd have to go with that one. Um, doesn't mean it's the best build,
Okay.
but I
Okay.
feel like as far as like the looks wise, I got it found pretty close. So
Okay. All right. So, um, can you tell us what was your most memorable interaction you had with someone regarding your Lego hobby? Whether you were at a convention or, you know, uh, in the chat or even at your lug, what was your most memorable moment?
um, I can't pinpoint one moment that really stands out, but there's several that really that that I remember. It's all the interactions with children and kids that come to those shows, and just they're so excited and their eyes get all big and they're happy to see the mocks. The Avenger Tower, I remember I took to BrickFest Live in Pasadena and showed that off,
Uh-huh.
and it wasn't even complete at all. It was just the top section, and the top section wasn't even finished, but it was recognizable enough for people to say, "Hey, that's Avengers Tower." Maybe it's because Tony or Iron Man minifigure was there, but in any case, people were still excited about it. Kids were excited about it. So things like that really like motivate me to want to finish the mock and or do future mocks. Just the children's coming up and the parents with children are excited about it, and so
Mhm.
yeah,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
yeah.
Hey, folks. If you're just tuning in, I have my friend BrickHunter is on the Icebox tonight. We just finished the Q&A segment of the show. We're going to go right into the PowerPoint. You get to see inside the mind of BrickHunter. He laid out a couple of his mocks for us on display. And so we're going to go through them. Just 1 second here. All right. You are on the Icebox, BrickHunter. All right, here we have a mod of the Ghostwriter bike. Tell us about this mod. Tell us the direction that you were trying to achieve.
So the official Lego set 76058, if you know what this set looks like, it kind of looks like a bat pod in a way, just because where the bike is shaped. I think if you have it or seen it, you know what I'm talking about. So I really wanted to make it look like a chopper. And so basically redid the build, made it come down like that. And on my sorry for plugging my channel here, but well, but I really need to explain that I showed how to build this step by step on my video, just because there was comments asking how to build it, so I actually did that. But the main goal was to make it look like a chopper. Is what that was my ultimate goal, because it looked too much like a bad pot. So, you know. That's where I was going with that.
All right. Well done. Well done. All right. So here we have it looks like an underwater sea world here, and very laid out. A lot of sharks. Tell us about this coral section in your city.
Yeah, so this is like the second underwater scene. The first one, I have moved my Lego city. So this is pretty much look of and it's not complete either. This is just starting out upstairs. You see a lot of things, like you see the shark on the kind of sitting there on the side. So it's a little messy there, and I need to clean up a lot more. But so this is like underwater scene 2.0 because we got moved upstairs. But where I started, this got started out because I was running out of space on my city, so I couldn't go, horizontal sideways. So I thought, well, why don't I build under? And that's where I got the idea of building an underwater scene. And it was that, or I was gonna do like a underground tunnel kind of thing. But I went with the underwater scene, and I'm glad I went that direction.
Okay.
And it doesn't show there, but I do have like plates that sit on top of there also for the water surface.
Okay. I think that's in the in another slide. I think you did kind of change it. I think you updated it. So I think you did share that with me. So here you have the pet shop that you custom did. So what direction were you trying to go here?
This really not anything special. I mean, you've seen something like this like done 100 times, thousands of times. It's basically a mirror build. I had a Lego pet shop, and I got a second Lego pet shop, and I just did a mirror build. And but then of course, where it says pets, I wanted to put something else different. I think was it Hoosier or Bricksmith? One of them did like AFOL pets. I did so I did Lego pets. There's tons of different wording that people do on there, but I think someone did like hats instead of pets, or caps or something.
Yeah.
I think that might have been.
Yeah, I think I did see that. Yep.
Yeah. So.
Those pieces are not easy. Those pieces are not easy putting together. They just not. Commend you for that.
Yeah, the back of it doesn't look so great. It looks so neat, but in the front, yeah. I think it came out okay. Lego Pets. So just nothing that special.
Okay.
Just a mirror build. I mean,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So you have the tram right here, and you have all your sig figs here. Can you tell us why you went with the themed tram here, as you see that on here?
Yeah, well, my city at one point, I was making it into like an amusement park. It started
Hmm.
out as a regular city. I think that was shown later on the other picture, but it started out as a regular city. Then it was kind of I said, well, I'm gonna build like an amusement park, and then I did more of a tram than a train. And on this particular official set, I did modify it a lot because official set it doesn't give any instructions to motorize it. So
Mm.
there's and then I want to be able to fit a lot of minifigures. So the middle car I did extend that out as well,
Hmm.
and I was able to fit. And I'm actually kind of happy because I was able to fit the batteries, the motor, and the infrared little thing all in the first car.
Hmm.
That left me the middle car and the back car to put all the minifigures.
Ah, okay, okay. I see. I see. Okay. So here we have I like what you did with the see-through plates, like big time.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that like doing the water section of a city it gets kind of tricky, and I think this is one of the innovative ways of bringing that out. Can you tell us about the direction you were going here?
Yes. First of all, these are strictly bricks plates, and
Uh-huh.
these are the only non-Lego brand that I'll use. I mean, I'll
Hmm.
buy Legos if they made trans clear plates like that, but Lego don't. So not that big size, anyways, right? So the
Okay.
strictly bricks are the only plates that I'll use because from my experiences, the clutch and everything is really great, and then to be able to put the anti stud on the bottom of it really helps out. As you can see, I put the minifigure in there halfway in the water,
Okay.
and
Okay.
yeah, initially I had built this a lot smaller, and I had built like I had used Lego bricks to
Hmm.
have that stand up, but then as my underwater scene got bigger and bigger because all the comments on my video saying that they like it, so it just started growing. And at a certain point, I really needed to make a custom table uh, to sit those in, and you could kind of see that those are just wooden beams going across,
Okay. Okay. Cool.
and it really helps in that a lot of lights comes through to the underwater scene there. Because if it was just regular blue plates, it'd be really dark under the ocean area there.
Oh, I got you. Got you. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It really. I mean, they're really transparent. So in here we have a inside shot of your city, just at one angle. Man, you're quite the collector.
Well, you see a lot of Lego modular building sets there. So I don't have
Hmm.
as many like custom built. I have some, as you can see, like the toy
Hmm.
store and the Habit. I'm a fan of Habit. I don't know if they have this in East Coast, but Habit and West Coast, it's just like In and Out, like a burger joint.
Okay.
So I put the Habit sign there with the little burger joint.
Right.
And so I thought, I have all these modular buildings. One might as well put it in my city. Why not, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
and this is pretty much like a new beginning once I have moved my Lego city upstairs. So there's still a
Hmm.
lot of work to be done. Like I still haven't put in all the trees and lampposts and stuff like that. And this shot is it's probably changed on my next city update as well. Because things are
Okay.
as you add things, you just gotta move things around. So, but this is like the
Yeah.
start of a new city.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Good layout. Very good layout. See here what we got. All right, so now we're in the downtown part of the city here, and you have some Sigfig friends with you.
Right, we have TMX bricks, and this is just a shot that I did when I showed how to build a tandem bike out of two bikes.
Ah, I
Uh,
see.
yeah, as you can see, it's actually just two bikes with the wheels removed on the two bikes, and then just you just put it together with the brick there. And I just put the little basket with the apple just to hide that little red 1x1 brick with the stud on the side.
Right.
And so just like a little tandem bike thing. I think there's somebody. I've seen it somewhere where they'll cut that off and glue it and make a custom tandem bike. And
Hmm.
so I thought, well, I could do it without cutting anything. It was my attempt at building a tandem bike mod without like cutting or gluing anything. And it was just a shot that I was showing. And in my
Okay.
city, there's that like, little main street going on with the Disney castle in the background, and of course my other sick figs that have to be there.
Okay. Let's see here. All right. I like this dojo here, man. So tell us about, this dojo. Tell us about the design of it and the direction you were going here with the dojo.
Yeah, well, the bottom floor is a costume shop. You can
Hmm.
see like Spider-Man and the pig suit guy and the Batman and the Batman or Darth Vader. Anyways, yeah, there's like bottom floor is like a costume shop, which was what I was going for initially when I was building this. And
Hmm.
I wanted a second floor, and I was going for a more like brick built, simple, more modern looking building. Uh, and that's just what I came up with. And I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to put on the second floor. Um, and I just came up with what I was like. I wanted to put up a sign, and I was like, what kind of letters can I build with bricks? And Dojo was one of them. I listed all the letters that I could possibly build, and with those letters, I was like, what word can I make? And Dojo was one of them, so that's why I put Dojo as a second floor there. A lot of masonry bricks.
Very, very, very
Yeah.
innovative. I like it, man. I do. I like it. Those masonry bricks, bring the texture out in the build. I really like it. All right. How did you come up with your sig fig? A lot of people got different crazy stories and everything like that. Like I know that, my good friend MD, he's very frugal, and so his sig fig he can make from the the pick a fig. You can just go right there and get his right out of the jar there in Lego, which is good because it saves you a whole lot of money. Me, on the other hand, mine is a little bit expensive. I didn't listen to MD at all. But so tell us how'd you come up with the design of your Sigfrid?
Well, this is my second version. I went through the same thing like most people do. They'll like I built up a sick fig, and I chose the one that said I love Legoland or something like that. And then I realized
Hmm.
how hard it is. Later on, when I wanted to do sick fig trades, I realized how hard it was and how expensive it was getting just to build up a sick fig. And I was like, no, 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 there's no way I could possibly do all the sick fig trades I want to with the one I had made. So that's the one on my avatar where it says I love Lego or something like that. And then so I said, okay, I need
Hmm.
to redo this. So I did go with did look up cheaper torso and that on the one on the bike is actually Batman utility belt. I'm a big fan of Batman also. Like
Okay.
comics and stuff like that. So I said, oh, that'd be cool to have in my sick fig. So one on the bike you could kind of barely see that it has the Batman utility belt. Um, and then my hair
Hmm.
kind of looks like that or did. So that's just the hair piece I went with.
Hmm.
Um, in retrospect,
Okay.
I do wish I had used a little bit better torso than the little astronaut picture there. Something a little bit more unique. But oh
Okay.
well, like now I'm stuck with it. So I don't want to make another change.
You get yourself a 2.0.
Yeah.
So you made and what's neat about this is that I noticed that just about every builder has built a Lego store, and now, granted, you get the VIP section Lego store if you spend $125 at Lego, um,
Yeah.
and you made a corner building Lego mod. Tell us about this Lego mod.
Yeah, so this is actually like my second version. The first version I made use from I use the parts that comes in like Town Square or something like Town Center or something like that. It's like a larger set that comes with that tram that we saw earlier,
Mm.
and
Mm-hmm.
various different city scenes, and it was like a half the size of that or something, and it was like a small Lego store, and I built that up, and I initially had built it where it opens on the back like a dollhouse because I figured maybe my kids want to play with it, but they
Mm-hmm.
show no interest in it, so I ended up doing a rebuild, and I happened to need a corner building in my Lego city, and then so I did make it modular. The roof comes off. Um, just something that I just made up out of my head. I don't think that there's any Lego store like that. So, but
Okay. Okay.
yeah, just use all the parts that comes in that set, that small Lego build. So it looks similar but different in that this is it's a larger Lego store and it's a corner building.
Okay. So
Yeah,
and in this building it opens up like you just
this
said it opens
yeah
up. So
that was the first version. It's more like flattened. It's not a corner building at all, and it's just flat in the front. And there's one door,
mhm,
and then the other door is that leads to the back where the cashier is standing.
mhm.
That's back. So this is like the inside view. Dollhouse, like I said, opened up. This was the first version.
Okay. Okay. Batman fan, huh?
Yeah, big Batman. I mean, I like a lot of things. Okay, Star Wars, Batman, Marvel, but yeah, I like
Right.
Batman. And this is one of those things that's like a borderline mod or mock because
Mm.
basically the inside chassis and all that is basically the same Batmobile from the Joker land. But
Okay.
if you look, like the whole front area is completely different. I put the brick built wings in the back. The side is
Mhm.
different too. And then the where the cockpit or the sitting area, the roof, there's like it's hard to explain, but there's like little skeleton arms and hinges up, and the whole thing comes up. So um, and then and the front end, it you can push that down and it's still spring-loaded shooters in the front. Because on the Jokerland Batmobile, the spring-loaded shooter it's on the back for some reason. And I
Okay.
didn't like that because I'm like Batman's supposed to be chasing someone, not trying to you know have shooters shooting
Yeah.
spring-loaded shooters in the back, like as if he's being chased and he wants to get away from him. So I was like, no, we need to put that in the front.
Right. Yeah. 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 Batman's the enforcer. He's not the person to run away.
Yeah.
All right. Here we have the famous restaurant.
Parisian restaurant, that's right. But this, I just, this not about really about Parisian restaurant. It's really about the light. On my channel, I like to share like certain ideas that I have. And one of the ideas I came up with was to light up all the lampposts in a very cheap way. That
Mm-hmm.
light, that round ball you see there, that's actually a small light that they put in a balloon, like
Oh.
like in like weddings and birthdays or whatnot. They'll fill the
Yeah.
balloon with
Yeah.
helium. Yeah, and then they'll throw
Right.
that light. It's like tiny little light, and it's almost this little bit. It's almost the size of the minifigure head, slightly bigger, as you can see there.
Right.
Yeah, and then it's very relatively very cheap. Point what $15. I think you get like 100 or something. And then
Yeah.
so yeah, provided it's not really there's no clutch there, it's just kind of sitting on there. But for
Mm-hmm.
photography and stuff like that, it just makes a nice cheap way to light up your Lego city. And one of my videos, I was just showing how to light up your Lego city on the cheap. So
Okay, okay, very innovative. Definitely. Check his YouTube out, BrickHunter you on YouTube, and he has a lot of how-to videos. Very informative, as you can see. All right, more Batman. Batman X-Wing. How'd you
yeah,
come up with this idea?
just that's Paul Dameron's X-wing. Paul Dameron's X-wing comes in black and orange. And one day I thought, well, if
Hmm.
Batman had a X-wing, it'd definitely be yellow, right? And I thought, let me go research this, see if all those parts that
Yeah.
I need, if I were to switch it out to yellow, does Lego provide those in the color. And sure enough, they did. So I said, okay, let's do this. And I just switched out all the orange to yellow.
Right.
I bought an extra Podameron X-wing, and then
Uh-huh.
before I even started building, I ordered all the parts in yellow. And once I got the parts, I built it up, and then I put those little wings on top, like a Batman wings, to give it a little bit
Uh-huh.
more of a Batman flair. And this is actually the
Right.
first version. This is basically exactly Poe Dameron's X-wing and yellow instead of orange. My later second version, the wings I made it more into a bat jet or bat wing kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. You got Robin sitting in the R2 cockpit.
yeah,
Oh, no. Oh man. Yeah, man, I love it, man. It looks great, man. Looks real great. Looked like something that Batman would really have, man. He was in the
yeah,
big that. So here you got a Lego mark for the baby strollers.
yeah, baby solar. It's just this video that I just something I just did real quick. Just as I mentioned, when I was doing my Lego City, I had transformed it into more like a amusement park. And then when
Hmm.
the baby, the little baby minifigure thing came out in the sets and in the CMF, I was like, oh man, I need to get a bunch of babies for my amusement park. Once I did that, like I didn't have enough strollers, so the one on the very
Okay.
left obviously is the official Lego stroller, and then the rest of them is like my version of it. And strangely enough, this is one of the most popular videos on my channel.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but so I showed different versions of it, and it's just a little thing that I want to add to my city. And I thought, why don't I just I like to share what I build. So I thought, well, let me share.
Hmm.
It's a real simple build. I probably don't even have to really show how to build it. By looking at it, someone could pretty much build it. So I
Okay.
was yeah
Okay.
I was just showing on my video like, hey, this is how you build it.
Awesome. Yeah, man. That's awesome, man. It's just another detail that you can definitely put in your city. Here's the upgrades that you mentioned. Tell us about the upgrades. What inspires you to upgrade your Batman X-wing?
Yeah, so once I did the other one where I just switched everything out to yellow, I just felt like, well, like let me try to make it look like more like a Batwing, because the other one was just way too simple. So I thought, hey, the wings need to be like a Batwing, but I needed to make it. I needed to tone it down a little bit because it was too big.
Hmm.
It just wasn't gonna look right. So
Hmm.
I just used plates to curve out the wing and give it that bat wing kind of shape to it. And
Okay.
obviously the
Okay.
printed tiles kind of help out to make it look like that it is a bat wing.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely look good. Look. You nailed it right on the head, man. It looks great. Looks like
Yeah,
something that Bruce Wayne would have.
yeah. If and then like
Let's see. Let's see. All right. So here we. Oh wow. Yeah. I'm looking at. I'm just. I'm taken back by it. We're looking at your I guess your underwater scene here.
yeah, this underwater, and then there's the coral reef that I kind of built up. Um, and yeah, I'm actually pretty happy how that came out, because initially I built the coral reef. I looked at some pictures and I built it up, and it
Hmm.
was real coral reef. They kind of stay in similar color, and they're kind of dull actually. They're not as
Hmm.
vibrant and bright. So
Right.
I kind of built it realistic. It didn't look right, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna just go crazy and see what happens. And this is what I came up with. I used like a lot of different elements. Like, you can even see like stud shooters there,
Yeah.
like the orange disc next to the octopus. And I think this is part of your stick, like ice
Yeah. That's what I say. I
on
see
you see the
the Arctic hats. Yeah. The Arctic hoods there.
yeah,
Yeah. I see that. Yeah.
yeah. I had to attach those and use that to me it looked like something like in that position. So I try to make it look like not like a realistic coral reef, because that didn't work out so well. So I was
Hmm.
more going for like exotic, like alien planet coral reef. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So I think it worked out better by exaggerating things. It just makes it and adding more vibrant colors. It just makes them more look coral reef-ish, I guess.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. You
Yeah.
definitely, like I said, man, you're all about details, and it shows down to the last starfish that you got sitting there on the floor, man. I mean, it definitely shows, and that means that you really care about your work here. I'm still you know, I never thought about anything like that. That's a lot of work you got going on there. Wow, that's pretty awesome. So here's another shot of your floor, your aqua floor you got going on here, and you're using the different colors too, as you said before. Some of the
Yeah.
pastel colors that and those are from. Are some of those from the friend set? Where'd you get those from?
Yeah, some friends said, elf said, and as I was building this coral reef, even though I'm using vibrant colors, I try to. It was three separate coral reef, and I try to
Mm-hmm,
like stay in like certain color theme. Like the one on top there is
hmm
like kind of reddish orangish kind of thing going on, and then the one in the middle there is like more like blue and green and yellow, and the one on the left is more like
hmm
pink lavender colorish. So you can see that even it's three separate builds with three separate color themes, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
if I didn't want to mix all the colors all in at once, even though I'm using different colors, I want to keep it somewhat in a theme color. And yeah, that's
Okay,
just so that's a different angle of it.
man. That's I like it, man. I like it. So, what do you think about this build here that you did? I mean, I know it's out of the box, but it's quite massive. I mean, what did you pick up any techniques that you would use in some of your builds?
Um, Maybe I don't know. Some a lot of times you don't know until like you're actually doing it, right? So I
Hmm
don't know if I picked up too many techniques, but I got the idea to do this and do a little turnabout in the front of it,
hmm
and definitely wanted to put a little moat underneath the Disney castle. So I basically put the blue plates, and then I built up like I don't know if you can even really tell from the picture, but there should be about 2, 3 plates high, little rocky area, and then that gave me the height to put up a little stairway to the entrance of the castle. And it's
Okay.
basically like my centerpiece of my Lego city, which maybe probably stands out from other cities. That my city in the center, pretty much, there is the Disney castle, and everything radiates around away from the Disney castle. It's my centerpiece.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I was on the fence about buying it, man. I might buy it, man. I'm still, still might buy it. I need some room first, though.
yeah.
The thing
I
looks
know what you
huge, man.
mean.
So here we're another shot inside your city.
So this,
I love the signage, man. Tell us about the signage, man. Tell us about the details you put in.
so I got the idea to do that from another channel, A4 Man. He put up his A4 Man sign, so I said, well, I need a my name on up in a sign too. So I just built up with plates, uh,
Hmm
the different colors and brick just to have it stand out a little bit more.
Uh-huh.
This shot is basically a shot of how my Lego city started. This is it. There isn't much. Uh, I know the picture's cut off, but there isn't much beyond what you're really seeing there. So my city started
Okay.
out, yeah, just as basically like a block, and I'm glad I
hmm
did because the hardest part is actually starting, right? So I was kind of like, do I want to do a city? Do I have room for it and all this? But I say I recommend just go for it, man. Because once you start a city, it has a tendency to grow. You know what I'm talking. If you have a
Right.
city, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it'll somehow it'll grow. So yeah, this is just a shot of how my city started. It had only custom build is a blue business building right there, which later
Yeah, I
on
was about to
becomes
ask you about that.
yeah. That's it's
You
just
said
an
later on
office
becomes
building.
what?
That
Okay.
just started out as an office building. Later on, that becomes the Titan Tower.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I changed that up, and then I used those blue and white all those bricks to build up Titan Tower, but at the time, in the beginning, it was just a small office building, and yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, here's another shot inside your city. I see that you utilized that Spider-Man bridge. I love it, love it. I gotta get me two of those.
Yeah, but so there's this shot. When I take the picture of this, I just want to show how the underwater is right there, and then above that is the waterway and the bridge. And at the
Mm-hmm.
time, I only had two, uh, but I think it's in another picture. But I did put up four of those sets together
Mm-hmm.
for my city, and the train goes
Mm-hmm.
through it, and so yeah, I just want to show. I can't remember if this was actually a shot for my Lego room tour kind of thing, but
Okay.
just another angle of the city, or shot of
All
the
right.
city. And as I mentioned, you could see that a lot of light comes through underneath the water area. I really like that.
Yeah,
I don't,
yeah, you
yeah,
definitely. And then it reflects off the plates you got back there. You know, that's I think that's an awesome technique. I think, like I said, you can really see the light, reflect, through the off of the plates. I see you have the Walking Dead in the background there.
yeah. McFarlane Walking Dead. I'm a fan of Walking Dead too. Like I said, I like a lot of things. Uh,
Right.
however, However, I haven't done a review on that because I couldn't recommend it. I bought it. I'm a big, huge Walking Dead fan. So I bought the camper
Hmm.
van from like season 1 or 2 or something like that. The camper van,
Yeah. Yep. Uh-huh.
and so I was a big fan. I built it, but as I was building it, I was like, oh man, this is not good. It's just as you're building, like as you're putting one brick on this side, I didn't even touch the other side, but they would just pop off for no reason. And I was like, oh my god, that's
uh,
it. Like that's the first time I bought non-Lego brand. I mean, I mentioned I do
right.
use strictly bricks plates. I don't even use
Hmm.
strictly bricks, but I'll use the strictly bricks plate, which is the only non-Lego brand that I use. This, but that McFarlane is another brand that I tried out, and then that was the last straw. I was like, okay, I'm just sticking with Lego.
That's all
But
right. I
yeah,
have a few friends that'll buy Mega Constructs, and one put one together last night while he was
uh,
at work, and had
yeah,
a whole lot of fun putting the Mega Constructs together.
yeah.
So nobody's throwing stones.
Yeah, I mean it's just me. I mean, I'm not knocking anybody for getting other brands or whatever. Like it's just my own experience. Like I haven't had a good experience, but I'm still a huge Walking Dead fan. That's why I was displaying it there.
Yeah, it's definitely worth having, like
Yeah,
especially if you're
yeah,
you're Walking Dead fan.
yeah,
That one is that camper is iconic.
yeah.
So um,
As long as I don't touch it or anything,
definitely
it'll
worth
be
having. I hear you, man. So here, I actually put a couple slides together for your Sancta Sanctorum, and like I was saying before, that a lot of a lot of Lego greats gravitates towards the same builds, and so it's same custom builds. Like you got Jesse Brick Galaxy and Troy from Agents of Mox and yourself. What inspired you to even start this project here? Because there's no no actual building for this. I mean, it's just one set, which is very minimal.
right, right.
So
And I
everything
think
you're doing, go ahead.
yeah, and I think that is what inspired me to go ahead and build this at one point because I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I don't build too many Star Wars stuff because I feel like there isn't much
Uh-huh.
to improve there. I mean, they do a great job in some of the ships and buildings they give us, but once in a while on the superhero theme, they'll give us a little play set, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just too small. You know what I'm saying? It's just very incomplete,
Yeah.
too small, and I think that's a lot of times what inspired me to do something with it. Like even the Avenger Tower, they give us that small Avenger Tower, and I feel like oh, I want a big one. I wanted bigger. I wanted just more there. And when I when I saw that Doctor Strange said the small one with just
Mm-hmm.
his little room with the portal monster, I was just thinking, wow, like I wish it was bigger. I wish it was just there's more,
Right.
instead of that little area. So at some point, I thought like, wow, I would love to do a mock of actual the whole building,
Hmm.
Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yeah.
But I have to say, this Sanctum Sanctorum build here didn't really start out as a Sanctum Sanctorum. It actually started out as a completely different, non-related theme build. So yeah,
Okay.
so if you've seen, I don't know if you have a picture of it, but if you see the whole building, kind of the color is a little bit off, and that's because when I started this project, again, it didn't start out as a Sanctum Sanctorum build. It actually started out as a Big Bang Theory building, apartment building.
Oh,
But yeah,
okay,
so
okay, okay.
there's another picture of the interior where there's a Big Bang Theory official set integrated into this mod. But yeah,
Hmm.
I started to, the ideas that Big Bang Theory said, they gave us. That's another small section. Great set, by the way, but it's, it's a little section of the room. And I was like, well,
Right.
I'm gonna build up a whole building around it. That is where I'm gonna start. I'm gonna build all around it. So that's what I started out doing. And then once I finished the second floor was when I got the idea to make it into a Sanctum Sanctorum. That's why the third floor is Sanctum Sanctorum. Has all the signature, like, you know aspect of the build, like the circle window in the middle there, and little tower looking windows on the side. and
Uh-huh.
uh and then so yeah, once I got the second almost built, I decided, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and build into the Sanctum Sanctorum. Inside is gonna be Big Bang Theory, but I thought, nobody's gonna really know, or maybe somebody might find it interesting, right?
Right. Yeah. You combine the
So
two pop
yeah,
cultures, right? Yeah.
yeah. So
I think this is the
these two
front
pictures,
of that building, right?
yeah, front of the Sanctum Sanctorum. I made
Uh-huh.
modifications, like the entranceway, to make it look like a little bit more of Sanctum Sanctorum, because there's a little stairway that you walk up on the images that I've seen.
Okay.
It doesn't look anything like that, like other windows and stuff, like second floor windows, and it doesn't. The comic version doesn't look anything like that. But I thought, whatever, this is my version. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, and so that's why
Okay.
maybe the color is a bit different, because I got all this like tan and dark tan, and but the third floor
Uh,
is gray, light bluish gray with the sand green. So
yeah. Okay. Okay. And I think it blended real well. I think you accomplished this real well from transforming it from the its first phase into what you have now. I think that the tan with the gray, it works.
yeah,
And then yours is different from everybody else's. And I think you nailed this build. I think you nailed it. So
yeah. Thanks. So this is just a shot of Sanctum Sanctorum in the Lego City. And then also showing off my bridge, Spider-Man bridge battle
I yeah, you
setting.
showed off. You put the turn into it and everything.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that a lot. I like it. Oh
and
man, that's awesome. Good craftsmanship.
the train goes through it like how I wanted to. So yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, yeah, very good craftsmanship. All right, so here's
Thanks.
another shot of BrickHunter's city. As you can see, he has his trophy award winning in the back
Self-awarded.
there. In the back. Yep. So, hey, it's an award though. It's an award though. It's very sharp looking. I love it, man. I wish I could have got as close to it when I built mine. So what do we have here? It looks like a pirate ride, like a
Yeah,
amusement ride. Yeah.
this is one of my first mocks that I ever did, and I submitted to Lego Ideas. I think it's off now because it obviously didn't get close to 10,000 whatever votes that it needed. But it's my first attempt. I thought, even if I don't get close, whatever, I just want to give it a shot. So I basically built a Paris the Caribbean ride vignette. I knew I'd
Uh-huh.
done at the time, and this was all before like the other big, like the old fisherman set, like the big sets came out. Like, so I was in the mindset that Lego will never ever approve, even though like those huge large sets uh get to Lego for review, they never ever picked the large size. So I was like, no, I need to build something small, a smaller, like like something the size of Big Bang Theory, something just smaller like that. So
Right.
I built up something small like a vignette and has certain scenes of Pirates of the Caribbean. This is obviously, if you've been on the ride, you probably know or maybe recognize. That's like before that, this where you go to the ride before it drops. Obviously, it's a lot darker in there
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
actual
yeah.
ride, but you know, so that
Okay,
that
okay.
there's a skull that talks and stuff. So and then
Oh,
once you go through there, there's like little different scenes. I don't know if you have a picture of that, but
got you right here.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, the little prison with the pirate and the little dog with the key.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
I wanted to show like Captain Jack Sparrow, peeping his head out of the barrel, and I couldn't get that to work. So I thought, well, I'll use the tree in the background there, and it's like a lever. You pull on the tree, and then it lifts up the half barrel, top portion of the barrel, connected by a chain. There.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's basically like a little play feature. You pull on the tree, it pulls on the barrel, and then it reveals Captain Jack Sparrow.
Right. Right.
Right. And
Okay.
then the next scene is like a little sand dune area where there's like a terror skeleton.
Uh-huh.
And then
I have that one.
when you come into the end of the ride, there's like treasure and the treasure map, and I used a little croissant piece like for the boat.
Yeah. I
And then
see. Yep.
you follow the map, and X marks the spot.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, man. Oh man, and that's a lot of thought. See, that's the detail I was talking about earlier, man. You put a lot of thought in your bills and you're able to execute it. Like, me, I'll have this grand scheme of things and I can't execute it, but you're hitting every point that you set out to make, man.
Well, it's well, I used it because it works. So I wouldn't have used it if it wasn't working. So
Right.
anyway,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So here's one of my favorites. You made the Teen Titans headquarters. Definitely love this build of yours. And I think I watched it a couple times on your YouTube channel. So what inspired you to do this build? And you said you did it from you pulled your office building and you erected this right here.
Yeah. So bottom section was the office building. I redid a lot of it to build up a Titan Tower. Now, what inspired me to even start this project was I can't remember why, but I was looking up like Lego build Titan Tower. You're a Lego fan. You can always look up Lego something, right? So I was this Titan. I don't know why
Yeah.
I was looking up Titan Tower, but I thought, well, I'm a Lego fan. Let me look up what other people have built. And I couldn't really find that many images of mocks of Titan Tower, and I was just like, what? Like, I'm gonna try it, And
Yeah.
then so that's how this thing got started, and it just one of just gradual things I worked on a little bit at a time, and at one point I just stopped because I was like, there's not much you could do with the Titan Tower, just in a T shape, and I was just kind of like, well, what do I do after that, But
Yeah. How'd you
I
get
just
it to stay up? You got is it? I see it's the bank is one support, so you just support it through the modulars.
uh well just it just plates.
Mm-hmm.
So the top T section is not modular. It doesn't come off. It just stays like that. It'd be too
Okay.
yeah. It'd be too. I was worrying about it falling off too much because there's a lot of weight on the
Right.
side, and I don't want it to droop so much. So I just decided I'm just gonna make it permanent. Just like put the studs there and just
Mm.
let it sit there. I didn't need to like take it out. And then the back side of it is just somewhat open, and it kind of opens up like a dollhouse. So I really
Yeah.
didn't think that I needed to take it off like modular style.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then so I always thought that, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Definitely. All right. So this is I guess the inside. What we're looking at is the inside of your sanctum sanctorum, and you said that it had the very theme inside. and you actually made it your sig fig hangout spot.
That's right. I got some 60 KB there, Busy Blocks, A4 Man, and TMX. I mean, so yeah, this is shows like the Big Bang Theory. That's an official set right there. I haven't changed anything. That just slides in and out. On the next picture, it'll show how that it slides out and goes back in, and the wall becomes like the outer wall. Like you see, there you go. Yeah. So then it's just that becomes a wall, and it all works out because there's stairway leading downstairs too. Doesn't show on this picture, but so. I thought, so this whole build started out with the Big Bang Theory, official Big Bang Theory, and I built this up first floor with keeping in mind that this needed to happen, that it needed to slide in, slide out, and obviously there's tiles there to keep everything smooth. Because if a stud, it wouldn't slide at all, right? So I had to tile everything up, and it just slides in, slides out like that. It works for a outer wall, and then if you turn it around, slide it in, it's like a dollhouse.
Okay.
Yeah. And then and the Sanctum Sanctorum sits on top of as a third floor there. And
so it's two builds into one. That's not that. I mean, that's really innovative. You got two builds into one. That's that's definitely original.
Yeah. Also, like it's a way of cheating and not having to do interiors, right?
yeah, man. You got to go with what works, man. Why reinvent the wheel?
Yeah. I didn't have to do any work on too much of the interior because it's all right there. It's already done for me. The official set.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, and that's the finishing product right there. So you put your lights inside as well. I mean, that's definitely awesome. I mean, I would have never thought, one, you could blend one into the other, and you obviously did that. I mean, you pulled that off, man. I mean, it looks like it's supposed to look, man. It doesn't look like two separate builds. It looks like one building.
Yeah, and then I think the big circular window from Sanctum Sanctorum helps out that it's supposed to be Sanctum Sanctorum, because if it wasn't for that, like people maybe not be able to recognize the Sanctum Sanctorum. So I think that really helps.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, yeah. You worked it out, man. You did. You definitely did. So we're gonna dissect your Avengers Tower. You're already, and one thing I do like about you is that you take the viewer step by step in your builds, and this is one of the steps that you show in your YouTube videos as well as your Instagram.
Yeah,
here
earlier version of the Avenger Tower, and with something like Avenger Tower, where this section here, the very top section, is where everybody sees and gravitates towards, and that's the important part of the build. So it was important for me to start there. Like I wasn't gonna. Usually, a lot of the buildings that we build, like even the Sanctum Sanctorum or other module, any kind of buildings or module building, typically you start from ground floor up, right? It's like a real building. But in this case, I needed to start from the top, where the signature with the A and everything. I need to work that out. I need to start from there, because if that wasn't gonna be right, if that wasn't gonna work out, the rest of it doesn't matter. I mean, in my own mind, right? So that's why I started from here. This was built backwards from the top. And this is obviously like the very first version of it. It looks very high and thick. And on the second floor there, you see 5 doors, but on the finished version, there's actually 7. Because I felt that it was too thick, and so I was extending out one more door, redone it with one more door. I was happy with it for about a week, and I said, no, it needs to extend out another door. So there should be 7 doors, and that's that. And the A right there, that's my version of doing the Avengers A. A lot of times, and people have different versions of it, but that's just the way I did it, with the white background in the back. And yeah, that's just the first version where I started out.
Okay. Right here, you have each section broken down, and we'll get into each one by one. And like I said, I like the way that, you could have been a stingy builder and just erected it and say, hey, here it is. But here you're showing the inside of each section and how you created it, so that your viewers can say, at home, hey, I want to build one. How do I build one? You're mapping, you're giving them the instructions by laying this out.
Yeah, and sometimes like as a builder, you really don't want to show this because it's when you break it down like this is the ugly part of it, right? But I thought it was
Right, true.
important to show, you know, the way it's broken down just so that people could see. And as I think I mentioned in my video too, but like I wanted to make it somewhat like sectioned out like that because
Hmm.
if I'm taking this to like a Lego convention, Brick Fest or something like that, I wouldn't. It'd be
Hmm.
very difficult to have a tall building trying to transport that in a car. So definitely compromises I have to make. And you're a builder too. You know what I'm talking about. When you're building, there's always a
Yeah,
compromise, right? There's
yeah,
you
absolutely.
make you have to make compromise to make it look good, or you have to make compromise to make it structurally sound. And this is one of the compromises that I had to make by break. And that's why on my Avenger tower you see like a line going through in the middle of the building, the white line. It's because I needed to make it
Right,
like two sections like this. But
right.
at the same time, that helped with the front panel windows there. See all those panels? From the previous picture, it was long, big one, but it's two sections. So it made it a lot more stable.
Okay.
And yeah,
So here you got the A lit up. That's awesome, man. I love it. I
yeah,
love it. Definitely love it. It takes me as being in the movie, man. And it looks like the movie, man.
yeah. I was actually at BrickFest, and there was a company that was I forget the name of it right now, but
Hmm.
there's a company that sells like little light kits. And what
Hmm.
they stand off from other company that sells light kits is that they broke it down to each light. So if you want to buy two lights, it's a couple bucks instead of having to
Okay.
buy this like $80-$100 light kit. You could just buy one, two lights with where it fits into a battery. This is a 9-volt battery, and
Hmm.
and I did have to tap holes in the back of the white plates to make that happen. But
Okay.
so I did end up ruining well, not ruining because it's gonna stay there, but I did have to tap holes in the back to get the lights to come through there. And behind the A, do you see that round gray disc? The
Yeah.
Lego, yeah, and that element has a natural hole in the middle, so all the wires going through there
Hmm.
and it's inside the building, and that's where the battery pack is.
Got you. Well thought out, man. Well thought out. 'Cause I'd probably, it would have been an epic fail for me. Well, but that was well thought out. And then there you got the aerial shot right there. Designs everywhere, man. On top of the on the roof, man. And we'll get into each part here in a bit. And that's the whole layout right there, folks. All right. So all right, take us to this section of your build right here.
So this is where I started out. That's why it has all the interior. This is where I spend a lot of my time. Um,
Hmm.
uh, the the top section that's off right now, that's all really solid and brick built, and that's really heavy. So I didn't
Hmm.
need to make that separate. Initially, I was gonna have it like it is sitting on there like modular style on the little bricks
Hmm.
on the side there. I don't know if you can really see the little burgundy. Well, it's kind of hard to point out, but in it, just take my word for it. It sits on there like modular style with
Hmm.
the plates with the studs there, and it needed to come out in some way, and this is just the way I did it.
Okay.
And it just yeah, it's just a simple way to do it.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. So here you have the landing pad. Tell us, take us through the steps here.
So landing pad, use I'm using like the large wedge plates to give it that curved look. Obviously, it's not a perfect curve. And
Uh huh.
initially, I was gonna do this curve of a rounded plate as a base for my whole Avenger tower, because I know on the backside of the Avenger tower it's supposed to be actually be curved like that. So that's the
Right.
idea that I was gonna go with, but I decided against it because I was able to come up with something that works because I was going to use jumpers and doors. But at the end of the day, I chose against it because it's one of those things like, man, I was gonna put all that effort and parts into something, and it wasn't gonna be much return for it, in my opinion, because it was the backside of the building. Like, am I gonna how much am I gonna show that? And so I just decided to go with flat side, which I think was a good choice
Hmm.
because it made everything much more simpler and much more stable build. As it's
Right.
the whole building is about 4 feet tall, and then so it's a little tall building. So I'm glad I
Yeah.
went that way. But I was able to use it on the landing pad here, those large wedge plates, and there's picks underneath that to to back that up to keep it stable. And then that
Hmm.
Avengers A sticker, you probably recognize that on the full set.
Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely. Yeah. So one thing I do like, and I don't have a picture to show the audience here, but definitely go check out BrickHunter's YouTube video on his Avengers Tower. If you haven't, he has uh, in this build, he has each mark of each Iron Man mark in this build. You're excluding, of course, the Hulk Buster, but he left a space for Hulk Buster. But I think that right there was another detailed touch that I really liked about your build.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I put that on the side of the building, on the back side of the building, because I just thought it would show
Hmm.
better. I mean, I could do like Hall of Armor in the inside, but again, I'm taking this to Convention Center, and I'll have every Iron Man minifigure and War Machine minifigure that Lego ever gave us, and I wanted to showcase that, so I put it on the back side of the
Hmm.
building, and I lined it up in a row in the numbers. But yeah, I don't have a picture of that, but and here is some of the interior, something I'm working on. I
Hmm.
wouldn't say it's really done. I kind of put this together real quick because I wanted to do this video. I wanted to get this video out, so I
Hmm.
did throw in some Marvel characters in there. But when I'm done with this, that's pretty much the idea. Though that each floor it'll have certain Marvel related scenes. You see the X-Men there on the third floor,
Hmm.
and yeah, another reason I left that floor pretty high was that I want to be able to put in like large builds like Hulkbuster or stuff like that in there, and also making
Right.
the floors taller makes it easier for to see, because if the floors were like I you know lot well, if it wasn't so high, then it'd be difficult to see looking in. And another thing you could see there is that all those behind those windows on the inside you could see doors right behind
Yeah.
the window.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right
because
behind the windows. Yep.
the four of those windows is a perfect match size for one white door. So from the
Huh.
outside, it's kind of difficult. It's not easy to see that there's doors to back up those windows structurally, but from the inside, you can
Right.
see that there's doors there.
Gotcha. I see. I see. Right. So here is the other half of that build here, and as you see, he's got it structurally sound. So he's got the support beams there to keep the. 'Cause this is a relatively like tough angle for a building. And to keep everything intact. But he thought ahead and decided to go with the structurally sound part, which this works. This works a lot, and
Yeah, with
So tell us.
with the landing pad,
Hmm.
you really could only go two ways, right? You could build it bricks, and it's gonna be kind of thick. You could build it plates, it's gonna be thin. But the problem with that is gonna droop, right? Whenever you put
Right, right.
it. And then so the solution for that was to underneath the landing pad is to put this Technic bricks, and that'll
Hmm.
support the plate. And that's
Right.
and that's what I'm using there. as a technique to keep that plate from drooping.
Mm-hmm.
And
Definitely. I should have used this. I definitely should have used this technique. I should have, because I have the drooping on mine, so I might have to go back and adjust.
yeah.
All right, so here, I love this shot right here, because you have a lot of detail going on here, even from the I guess the macaroni pieces. Tell us about the use of the macaroni pieces.
Yeah, that was such fun thing to build because initially it was a headache because I was like, how do I get this curved angle there, or try to mimic that how it looks like in the images. And then I was looking through all my
Mm-hmm.
pieces. And I picked up the macaroni piece and I was building that up. Now, if you stack up a bunch of macaroni pieces, it stacks up. There's
Mm-hmm.
cuts there. But the problem with that is when you put two of them together, it's not going to be even curve. You know what I'm saying? One side's going to be longer than the other if you put it behind there. And then so what I needed to do is as
Right.
I build up the macaroni piece, I need to stagger it like you do with bricks, right? Like
Right.
like mason bricks. You need to stack it up. And then on the side where you have gaps, I'm using 1 by 1 bricks with the studs on the side. Now when you start building
Gotcha.
this,
I see.
there's no clutch. It just when you touch it, it just falls apart because when you start building the macaroni pieces in stacks, the holes don't line up. I'm sorry,
Right.
not the hole. The stud and
The
anti-stud
studs.
doesn't line up, so it just falls apart. But the
Mm-hmm.
bottom 3 bricks, well, it's really hard to show, but there's bottom 3 bricks that you put in. I'm gonna do a separate video to show that, but I mean, you put in the last 3 bricks and everything just kind of like it's just weird. It just kind of everything's stiff, nothing moves. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, so it worked out, and you know, and then the white strip you're going down. When I was building that up, I actually ran out of the slope in light bluish gray, so I had to use white. And then so when I built it up,
Yeah.
I was like, I looked at it, I was like, I kind of like that because it was everything's so
Yeah.
gray over
It kind
there.
of works.
Yeah, it kind of works. I
Yeah.
thought like
It
it
works.
reminds me of like race car stripes. You know what I'm talking about? Like a certain race cars,
Right.
like they put white stripes on top of the car. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I like that. So I just kept that in there.
Yeah, it works. It works real good. Yeah. Looks good. Well done, my friend. Well done. Well done.
Thanks.
All right. A few more shots that you did. I see you took the assembly square and you swapped it around, man. What provoked you to do that?
Well, when we start getting leaked images and when we start getting pictures of the assembly square before it actually was officially released, I had thought that the building on the left, the white and the bluish building, came apart just like the pet shop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought it was gonna be. Like that it was. I didn't think that the buildings on the right, the sand green and the black roof and the tan, the building with the blue. I didn't think
Mm-hmm.
those would come apart, but I was for sure thought that building on the left would come apart.
Yeah.
So, but of course, when we got the set,
Mm-hmm.
that was the case. It was all attached, and then I looked at it, and I thought,
Uh,
oh man, I really wanted this to be apart because, and when you're putting in your city, it'd be nice to put, be able to have the versatility to put it wherever you want to put it. And I looked at the instructions and I noticed that the 32 by 32 base plate and the 16 by 32 base plate, I could swap it and still build it up.
oh,
So that's what I did. I just swapped the base plates and I built it up. And then, so if you do that, I mean, yeah, you have to make small modifications there, but overall, it's very simple little modification that I had to do, and they do, come apart now.
yeah.
I could put it in a different section of the city if I want to, or just switch it around like how you see on the picture there.
Right. Right. I see it, man. Wow. All right. All right. Huh. Here we got another shot of your city there. And I love this. I love what you did with the bridge there, and you implementing the turn style in there. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Couple more shots of BrickHunter City. BrickHunter is a Lego collector, y'all, and he makes a quite few awesome mocks. If you just tuning in, you missed a great show. Please go back and check it out. Definitely go. Where can we find you, BrickHunter? Where can we find you?
Just on YouTube and Instagram.
Mm-hmm. So that's BrickHunter on YouTube, and it's BrickHunter YouTube on his Instagram as well.
Right.
He's a big YouTuber. Definitely like and subscribe. He's got very informational video footage, and don't take my word for it. Check it out for yourself. So next Monday on the Icebox will be Modern Brick. She stops by and drops some knowledge on her mocks. Don't forget to tune in on Wednesday at 9 o'clock, where we will be doing the DMV Brick Bros show. Definitely stop through, because we'll be talking about the Brick Fest coming up, Baltimore, in which I'll be doing Saturday and Sunday. Definitely stop by and check out the DMV Brick Bros show. We're going to be talking a lot of crazy nonsense, and there's always some bad banter and brick. I got one more question for you before I let you go. So you're an old man now, BrickHunter. You're an old man, and you build a lot of Lego, and you become the Lego master builder, right? And a young kid comes up to you. What wisdom do you give this young kid about building Lego?
I say, I've actually had this question before at a convention. They're asking me like, oh, like how do I do this? How do I do that? I just tell them, hey, go for it. You just need to go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think about it too much. You're gonna improve. Nobody, start building this or that, just by picking up a Lego just right away. You improve, you learn, you share your knowledge with other builders, and you learn from them, and just go for it. You can't, as they say, every journey starts with the first step, right? So
yeah,
just go and pick up that brick and just do it, and you'll find yourself improving, getting a little better. Share your knowledge with others and gain something back from them and share with them, and that's the recommendation I give to young builders.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Well, BrickHunter, I want to thank you for stopping by. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor for letting me in and pick your brain a little bit and look at your mocks and everything. And I appreciate you stopping by, man. You didn't have to do it, and I appreciate you, man.
Man, it's been a pleasure, man. Thanks for inviting me on this show. I really appreciate it. It's been really fun.
All right, folks, that's going to conclude today's segment. Again, I wish you love, peace, and Lego. Have a good night, folks.